over businesses and relationships for a long time. So today is just a refresher on what is the 80-20 and what does the 80-20 mean for you. It's an ingredient. The path is in the math. That's right. If you know your math, then you understand your path. If you don't understand the math, then you don't understand the path. If you are real estate professionals, you got to know how many prospects, how many customers do I need to see before I get a sale? If I'm in the car business, I need to know how many customers got to walk on the lot before they purchase a vehicle. The path is in the math. So is success in life. I've been in business for 20 plus years, and it has taught me first 5 or 10. I didn't understand that. I thought the path was in my work. I heard the term work hard, stay at it, whatever the cliches were. But let me read to you real quickly what the Pareto Principle states. The Pareto Principle states is that it's an algorithm that asserts that 80% of outcomes for outputs results from 20% of all causes or inputs. For any given event in business, a goal of the 80-20 rule is to identify the inputs that are potentially more productive, mostly productive, and put them into priority. What does that mean in plain English? That means that 20% of the people do 80% of the work. That's what that means, right? So it is the core 20% that do the heavy lifting. So businesses and companies and organizations, they build their whole company around that model. They know that while they say that they embrace 100% of the people that are in the workforce for the company, they're really relying on the 20%. When I was head of a major luxury home development company in the Seattle Bellevue area for a number of years, one of the things that I understood that while I had 15 or 20 agents at any given time, I knew that it was about 4 to 6 of those agents that I absolutely had to take care of. Why? Because they were the core of my team. They were the difference between us making the number of homes sold, which, by the way, at that point was an average price of $1 million each. They made the difference. The other 80%, yeah, I loved them. I appreciate them. I needed them there. They covered my blind spots. They covered sites. They covered buildings, and they covered, deals at different times. But who really brought home the bacon, so to speak? It was the 20%. So believe it or not, your company, your organization probably thinks the same, but they just don't say that because they want to make everyone feel welcome. We're in a culture right now where we're focused on equity, what is called level playing fields, make everybody feel like they are part. But the reality is that's not how companies operate, because the bottom line is driven by productivity. And that productivity is generated back to the individuals, the divisions, or the groups that turn out the most product, service, content, or whatever you named it. I've worked in the tech industry. Same thing is that the engineers are the revered people within the tech industry, the software engineers. Why? They only make up 20% of that workforce, but you know what? They're the ones turning out software platforms. So we're talking about the 80-20 rule. And what does that mean to you in whatever you do, whether you work for Amazon, whether you're the janitor, whether you're the CEO, whether you're a race car driver, Uber driver, restaurant server, boss lady, whatever that means, it's the path to the math. It is about you taking inventory, right? Let's take an example of the NFL. The NFL has 53 players, right? 53 person, man, team roster. Only about 20% of those people play in the game, right? The field allows 11, what do we call them? Starters. The rest of them are backups. They're sitting on the bench, keeping everything good, keeping the Gatorade going. No offense, because I've had friends that have been on practice squads and backup and so forth, but that's the numbers. The number says that 11 players play. The others are backups. Okay, that's just the way it is. And so you have to understand, where are you? Are you a starter or are you on the backup? Where are you on the team? See, you have to assess your own math. Don't wait for somebody to come along and say, hey, Bob, Judy, sorry, we're going to have to let you go, right? People don't let the 20% go, but they will turn over the 80%. So here's the key. Keep yourself out of the 80%. How do you do that? All right, here's the takeaways for the day. Number one, do more than you're paid for. Understand what your job description is and exceed it. If your job is to sweep one floor, sweep 10, right? If it's to help with one project, take on 2 or 3. Number 2 is come up with ideas. One of the things I learned early in my business career was people valued marketing. They valued ideas. Marketing people were really valuable and still are in our business culture and capitalistic system in the US, especially because marketing people come up with new ideas to sell the widget, new ideas to get you to order online, new ideas to get you to buy a product or a service. That's why the Super Bowl ads cost $3 million, because they're coming up with new ways to get you to eat Doritos. That's marketing. So come up with ideas for your company, for your team, for your organization. One of the things that I was able to do, again, back to the time that I was head of this development company, is I came up with some very distinct, unique ideas for us to sell homes. I came up with the Mercedes plan, right? You say, what is the Mercedes plan? Well, back then, nobody gave cars away with homes. I decided to go to the Mercedes dealership, make a deal with the dealership, and put a brand new $100,000, yeah, that's still money today, some 15 years later, $100,000 car in every person's garage that bought a home for us. They got the car free. It was a win-win. The buyer won. The builder won, the brokers won, because I paid the brokers full commission to bring their buyers as long as they gave us full price for the house. That's idea. That added value to our company. That added to the bottom line. You think they were going to let me go anywhere? I don't think so. So find a way to add value to your company and to your organization. And lastly today, be a learner. Don't be a been there, done that, got the t-shirt, seen the movie kind of person, right? Sometimes you think after 90 days on the job, you think you know everything. 6 months on the job, a year on the job. You don't. Life is continuing about learning. As I said in a previous daily ingredient episode, it's about learning, changing, and growing. Same thing in a company. If you want to become part of the 20%, you got to learn, you got to change, you got to grow, and you got to be an asset to that organization. Find ways to help your coworkers, your partners, and those that are you in business with, even if they didn't ask for it. Volunteer your services. And lastly, ask questions. Look like the dumb person in the room. That's okay. Ask questions. You know what? It's okay if you don't know, but it's not okay if you don't ask. If you don't know, there's a saying in business that says, raise your hand. Hey, this will help you move from the 20% to the 80%. It's an ingredient for success. It's a recipe for a good outcome. I'm Lewis Howard. Thank you for joining us for the daily conversation. We'll see you again.